Yeah, no problem.
I would like to just get straight to the point. Andy Ruiz, it looks like he wants to fill in that slot that you guys have open for that Anthony Joshua fight. Can you talk about that? Can you confirm any negotiations at all?
Yeah, there are discussions with his team. It's not easy, you know, because I think we live in a crazy world right now where everybody wants, you know, just crazy money to be in fights.
I wanted his own contract, but I'm probably not going to
I know. So he, but I like the fight. I like the fight for many reasons. I mean, aesthetically, Andy don't always look the best, but he can fight. He's fast. He'll be there to win. He's going to have a big Mexican support. He's one of probably 4 guys right now that I think are front runners, and it's really about who takes it first. Do you know what I mean? Like, any one of these guys can phone up and accept a deal, and we could get it done tonight. But it will be in the next 48 hours for sure.
And of course, without giving away any details, but how much is Al Heyman going to come into play to this PBC? I'm not aware, like, if he has a contract with PBC, Al Heyman.
Yeah, I believe he does. I mean, it's up, you know, at the end of the day, if Al doesn't want him to take the opportunity, can he stop him? Maybe, yeah. But I mean, I'd be very surprised if Al really wanted to stand in the way of a fighter like that within his stable, making a lot of money to fight for the world heavyweight title. You know, so you know, I understand that obviously your Keith Thurmans and your Mikey Garcias are really important to your network deals. But Andy Ruiz, you know, I believe that Al would want him to get an opportunity like this. I'd like to think so. So I don't think that's going to really stand in the way. But if he wanted to stop it, he could probably stop it.
Well, not to put you between a tough place and a wall here, but the world, according to Bob Arum, if you heard his recent comments, what do you make of that? Do you think that's going to come into play? Or?
Well, that is the world according to Bob Arum, and that's Bob all over. I mean, we made a major offer for Ramirez to fight Maurice Hooker this week. So you can't just have it all one way, you know. So, like, if Ramirez wants to fight, it's all very well saying, well, why not let Errol Spence fight Crawford? Well, why not let Ramirez fight Hooker? So we'll see. But you know, I don't see the Crawford Spence fight happening anytime soon. To be honest with you, I think I know Spence is going to fight Porter in a unification. It's a good fight. And then maybe after that, I would love to see it. I think it needs to happen. The problem is when there's enough, when the money's big enough, it happens. But the money's not quite big enough in that fight. See, with Mayweather Pacquiao, they couldn't stand in the way. As much as they hated each other, they reached a deal.
Yeah.
But at the moment, Crawford Spence is not a fight where there's so much money you just can't not do it. Hopefully, it'll get there. But certainly, Bob and Heyman's relationship is not the best.
And you guys are in a good place because basically the tickets for the Anthony Joshua fight were sold based off him coming to America his first fight, and having Andrews will only be an upgrade from a Jarrell Miller. Can you talk to us about
you think overall? You say it'd be an upgrade?
Yes, sir.
Do you think so?
And Andrews over Jarrell Miller, I think it'll be an upgrade.
Okay.
And it would how would the production of the event? How's that going? Like in terms of
good, everything's great. We've sold, I don't know, 16,000, 17,000 tickets. I think he's on the same level as Jarrell Miller. Like, by the way, I think Jarrell Miller I think it's a really good fight, Jarrell Miller against Andy Ruiz. I was actually thinking about it today. He's kind of like the Mexican Jarrell Miller, but hopefully without the peds. So we'll have to see. But you know, we've got a great show. We've got Callum Smith's going to be defending his world title. Katie Taylor's in the undisputed fight on the card as well. Going to have some big other fights announced shortly, so we're ready to go. Just want to nail the opponent this week, get it announced, and
so the event hasn't suffered economically at all.
No, I mean, you know, you will be allowed to get a refund if you were coming to watch Jarrell Miller. But without sounding arrogant, most people were coming to watch Anthony Joshua and his US debut. But that said, we still need a credible opponent. You know, you're not going to turn up and watch him fight someone outside of the top 10, and you know, so I want someone, most of all I want someone that comes to fight. I want someone that actually wants the opportunity to try and win the World Heavyweight Championship at Madison Square Garden. You know, and I know they're going to want great money, that they should, but I don't want that to be the focus, because I've turned some people down because I know that's all they're interested in. And I also don't want someone that's not in training. I want someone that's been in camp, or you know, in Andy's case, just fought, you know, ready to go.
Luis Ortiz recently was reported by boxing that he asked for $10 million for the AJ fight.
Did he say that?
That's what the boxing team reported that number. And that he was only offered $5 million, which is around 200,000 more US dollars than what Joe Miller was going to be guaranteed to get.
All three of those statements are wrong.
But that's what just was being reported.
But I'm just telling you, all three of those statements are wrong. So you're wrong what Jarrell Miller was getting, not you, but they were wrong what Luis Ortiz asked for, and they were wrong about what he was offered.
Was Jarrell Miller being offered more, or being guaranteed more, being guaranteed less?
No, not far away from those numbers. Ortiz was offered a lot more than that, what you just said.
A lot more than the $5 million?
Yes, and next week, when everything is said and done, I will expose Team Ortiz in triumphant fashion, because I was really pissed off with that story. I actually texted Jay Jimenez and I said, are you fucking serious? Like, we've been negotiating, it's all in black and white, I'll show you. I will show you it now. I'm not going to do it yet, because I'm fed up with people lying about Anthony Joshua. If Joshua's the one who came out and went, yeah, I'll fight Luis Ortiz. Even the trainer said, not being funny, you've got 4 weeks of sparring, okay? You've got 8 spars. You're going to switch up to a southpaw? And he went, yeah. So we made the offer, 2 offers in fact. And when you compare that to what he made to fight Wilder, but I'm not going to go into it now. I want to, so badly. But I'm going to wait till we announce the fight, and then I'll talk to you all next week in Vegas about exactly all the numbers and everything, and what these people turned down.
Andy Ruiz and obviously Michael Hunter are the 2 sort of favorites to get the AJ fight. Is there a front runner in your opinion? Is there one that you would like more? Is there one that AJ would like more?
I mean, look, we represent Michael Hunter, so that fight's a lot easier to do. Al represents Ruiz, so really, if he wants to give him the opportunity, it's there as well. Style-wise, the Ruiz fight is more exciting, in my opinion. Hunter's a tricky fight. He's a very clever fighter. I mean, there's pros for it. You know, he's got 1 defeat on his record to Usyk, so you can compare Joshua and Usyk. Andy Ruiz has got a decent Mexican following. There'll be a good Hispanic interest. Could be the first Mexican world heavyweight champion. You know, there's stories. There's a couple of other guys as well who are well in the mix.
Who are they?
I'm not going into too much, but I've mentioned him in the past. But you know, for me, I do think those. I mean, the main question I get is who is the front runner, and the front runner can change at any time. Like, I could finish this interview and look at my phone, and there's a new front runner. You know, even Luis Ortiz can come back and say, do you know what? Let's go, and we'll do that. You know, the difference is obviously Ortiz is a slightly different level as a draw than Andy Ruiz. Right? So obviously everyone's got a different value. So the pay-per-view numbers in the UK would be less for Andy Ruiz than they would be for Luis Ortiz. The gate would probably be less for Andy Ruiz than it would be for Luis Ortiz. So obviously he doesn't have the same value. But he's not going to take a chance like this just for nothing. He wants a big payday, and he'll get one. But I don't want it just to be about the payday. I want it to say, you know what, I think I believe it. Because I believe both.
Is that what you think Luis Ortiz was about, just the payday, not really about the fight?
They do think they can win, but they know his prep hasn't been great. The difference between Hunter and Ruiz, Hunter's in camp. Hunter's fighting May 25th on the Usyk card, right? Ruiz has just finished the fight. Both guys are ready to go. Ortiz hasn't really been training, so he's come back from holiday, but he did box in March, so he's not like, you know, he'll have his base fitness. But I do believe that Hunter and Ruiz both believe they can beat Joshua, and I like that, because I want a proper fight. Like, I don't want to take Joshua to New York and sit there and watch him win just a 2-round walkover job. But I know that Ruiz will give everything, and so will Hunter. I've seen him do it in the last 2 heavyweight fights, like fights he shouldn't have won. So it's looked really good, and I want that. I want someone that's really there to win, not just someone that goes, gets knocked out, thanks, and then gets out of the ring and just you never see him again. You know. See ya.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play, so make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.